Hello?
Launders, what do I do?
Alright, listen, I need you to grow up, okay?
What's
You're
a
a
bad
Counter-Strike
idea?
player.
Am
You're
I?
representing us in this game on Twitch. No matter what you do, everybody's going to see and they know you came from
I'm
Counter-Strike,
not playing
okay?
the DLC.
You can't even play the DLC at this level or skill level, okay? It's going to be very hard. So here's the thing, right? Here's the only thing. Have you played any other Souls game?
Nine.
Okay, the one thing that everyone's going to tell you, all the even hardcore motherfuckers, I don't want to gatekeep how to play the game, but the one thing that's real is your first playthrough can never be replicated. Okay?
He's right though. Yeah.
I know you said you're having fun playing the game, and that's because the level design, the exploration, Miyazaki's world, the story that you can learn from on YouTube, all of the amazing games that come before it. You know, all this stuff can only be enjoyed the first time truly once. So if you actually like it, I speak for everyone in chat right now when I say no one cares if you're playing the DLC or you're playing the main game as long as you're playing it the first time. And they're going to be there. You're going to still have 15,000, 20,000 viewers playing the DLC when it's your turn. And you won't be competing with everyone else playing the DLC at the same time anyway. So don't bother watching it. Like, this game is just as good as the DLC will be. The DLC is just made for everyone who has nothing left from the main game. Okay?
Wow. Wow.
You know, this series is a work of art. And sometimes it's the most nerdy thing that I believe. I have all these Dark Souls tattoos, and I always say this, but living at the exact same time as Miyazaki, I feel like is the same thing as living at the same time as some great author, if it was Shakespeare or something else. I know it's just video games, but this guy is truly an amazing man. You know, he's one of the only people in Japan in their company to go from the mailroom to CEO within his own lifetime. You know how impossible that is in Japanese work culture? He went, and then when he made Dark Souls 1, then he got his funding cut because it was too radical. And then they brought him back because they realized Dark Souls 1 became a cult classic. Then he made Dark Souls 3, and Dark Souls 2 was made with his support. And then they made Bloodborne, and then he became the CEO of the fucking company. That's impossible in Japanese work culture. Okay? You know when you listen to people tell stories in Dark Souls, like you listen to an NPC talk, it doesn't really make sense, right?
Yeah.
You know why?
You mean in Elden Ring?
In Elden Ring?
Yeah.
In all his games. You know why it's like that?
Because I skip.
Well, that doesn't help. But the truth is, when Miyazaki was growing up, he had to teach himself English. So when he would read books like Moby Dick or other American classics that were out there, he had to make up some of the words in his own head, use his imagination to tell the story.
No way.
So when he wrote the characters having conversations that are nondescript, non sequitur, you don't know what they're talking about, and then people on YouTube put them together based on interpretation, that's because that was his world growing up learning English, and he wanted to share that with other people so they could use their imagination to put it together. And you know, some of the people on Reddit that wrote lore for Dark Souls got hired to write for Elden Ring as well, because they did such a great job.
Honestly, you're making me tee up. I'm not even kidding. I'm actually.
You're playing a very special franchise. Look, you know, Christopher Nolan, when he made Inception, that was his magnum opus. Okay, that was his big moment as a director. When Denis Villeneuve has made Dune, you're living at the same time as these great directors making their magnum opus. They're, you know, the most important thing in their career. That's Elden Ring for Miyazaki. Okay, so when you play Elden Ring, and you know, if you can believe that you can only truly play it once, and you're worried about the DLC that comes out and then it's there for you forever to play, and you want to rush it, let me tell you, when it's all done, and then you go and finish Dark Souls 1, and you go and finish Dark Souls 3, and you go and finish Bloodborne, and you play Dark Souls 2 because there's nothing left, and then you play Sekiro, and then you're left with nothing except a memory that your first playthrough, you rushed through, didn't play it blind, used magic, used summons, didn't beat it the hard way, didn't learn all the boss patterns because you didn't believe in yourself. When you get better at Elden Ring, the game does not get harder. Remember that, okay?
Wow, you're right.
So you get better, the game stays the same. The bosses have more complexity, but as you learn the game, there will be no new tricks. You'll get better, and then you'll be able to beat any boss. You'll scale with the game, okay?
You're right. Scheiße. So now I'm thinking, oh man, 24 hours the DLC comes out, rushing it. I don't think I will be happy.
You know, the first time I played Dark Souls, I was watching Lobos play, okay? And I only knew about the game when Dark Souls 3 came out. And his name's Lobos Jr., and he's done all these challenge runs, very famous streamer on Twitch. And the reason I started playing is because I watched him play the Dark Souls 3 DLC. It was the day it came out, and everyone was streaming it on Twitch. I was like, oh, what's this game? All of my viewers tell me to play it. And I watched him spawn into this like snow level that just goes on forever. And the first thing he does is he goes to the left wall, okay?
9.
And he says, I'm doing left wall strat. And he walked around the entire map of just like a mountainous plain of snow. Just walked around the entire map holding the left wall just to check everything. To check every single thing in this DLC. It was the most boring looking thing you could imagine. But because he has milked everything dry, right? She's a 10 vote, she won't suck me dry. You know what I mean? He's milked everything dry in the entire franchise. There's nothing left. That when he was given this DLC, it became the most precious thing that he owned. And the worst thing that he could do in his own mind is waste any part of it. So he did left wall strat around the entire fucking DLC. A massive map. And then made sure he found everything. Every hidden wall, every boss, every chest, everything. And that's what made me start playing. And now that I've played through every single other one, I've done a level 1 run of Dark Souls 3, I've got all these tattoos, I watched tons of people play for the first time. Now I understand what it's like to have no content left.
Wow.
So do it for us, okay?
Scheiße.
I gotta go.
Much love, Landers. I appreciate you big time.
Hey, take care of yourself.
Love, brother, love.